Marshals ready. Drivers ready in less than 5. All right, two-wheel drive open buggy underway here at Coral Springs RC Track A main final. We got Dustin leading them off, followed by Rick and Miller Froyd. They're coming through that rhythm section now. Everyone real close together. Oh, two gonna get it wrong. Miller Froyd and Rick Jacobs gonna get that wrong there. That's gonna allow Joe Baio to move up into that number 2 position. We got Dustin Eich running in that number 1 spot right now around that back triple section. Gonna double single onto the rhythm section. Oh, Miller Froyd gonna get it wrong on that. Gonna allow Rick Jacobs to move up to that number 3 spot. Joe Baio trying to close in on Dustin Eich. We got Rick Jacobs trying to close in on Joe Baio. Miller Froyd right behind.
1.
Gonna get it wrong on that before the camera section.
Left.
Dustin Eich gonna get it wrong at the beginning of turn 1. That's gonna allow Joe Baio to catch up right up on his bumper. Nice sportsmanship right there by Joe Baio. They're real close together. Nice three-way battle in that two-wheel drive open buggy. Rick Jacobs gonna get a little swirly there. Joe Baio right on to move up. Now we got Rick Jacobs in the 1, Dustin in the 2, Joe Baio in the 3, Miller Froyd in the 4, followed by Dror and Mike. They're coming through that rhythm section now. You got Dustin Eich only tenths of a second behind Rick Jacobs. Trying to put the pressure on Rick here. Rick trying to keep it nice, smooth, and calm, knowing that pressure's right behind him.
5 minutes
We
left.
got Joe also trying to close in with only 5 minutes remaining in this A main race. Oh, gonna get it on the pipe a little bit there. They're both gonna get a little swirly right there. That was mid-air.
6.
All right. Looks like Dustin Eich pulling up in that first. Joe Baio moving across to that number 2.
1.
And we got Miller Froyd moving up in that number 3.
3. 4.
Rick Jacobs in that number 4. Dustin off through that rhythm section now. Making his way. He's going to double, single. Joe's going to double, single. And they're off. And running through that camera section is Dustin Eich. Making his way around to lap traffic now.
1.
Gets around lap traffic.
2,
Thank you
3,
very much.
4.
You're going to have your
4
2,
minutes
3,
left.
and 4 coming up on you now. Miller Froyd right on the back of Joe Baio's bumper. Trying to capitalize on that rhythm section. Moving it around to that back double. Gonna make the pass on the jump. Miller Froyd for that number 2 position.
1.
He's coming down that straightaway. Joe Baio right there. Rick Jacobs right there as well at the line. Close positioning for that 2, 3, and 4 position. Rick Jacobs right there on the back bumper of Joe Baio trying to make it around, trying to get up there too. It's going to be Miller Froyd trying to make it up, trying to catch up. You got lap traffic coming around on you 2, 3, and 4 on that American flag buggy. When they come up, just be aware.
3.
Dustin Eich through that triple section in the back, making his way around that rhythm section.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes remain in this Open E-Buggy A main two-wheel drive.
Oh shit, sorry.
Everybody getting a little swirly there. Remember guys, you got lap traffic. You got that 3 and 4 coming up behind you, trying to close in on that number 2,
6.
Miller Froyd. They make it around lap traffic.
3, 4.
They're coming
5.
back around lap traffic there. All right. Nice racing, guys. Dustin Eich. He's about 5 seconds ahead of Miller Froyd. Miller Froyd about 3 seconds with Rick Jacobs closing in. They're battling it out for that 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be Miller Froyd in the number 2, Rick Jacobs in the number 3, and Joe Baio in the number 4.
5.
Dustin Eich in that first place
left.
position. Only 2 minutes remain. 2 minutes remain. Joe trying to catch up here to Rick. Rick running through the back section there now. Onto that triple section. Making up a little bit of time here, catching up to Miller Froyd, who's currently in that number 2 position.
4.
Oh, Miller Froyd going to get it wrong. That's going to allow Rick Jacobs. Rick Jacobs getting it wrong. Rick Jacobs going to make the pass on Miller Froyd. Miller Froyd making the pass on Rick Jacobs. Let's see where they're at.
1.
Dustin Eich putting it in cruise control. Miller Froyd getting it wrong before that camera section. It's going to allow Joe Baio to try and catch up to that number 2 position. Let's see when they cross the line
3.
with only 1 minute remaining.
1 minute left. 4.
Lap traffic is coming up on that rhythm section. Oh, Joe going to get it there into the lap traffic.
Nah, don't worry about it, bro.
It's all right. Lap traffic did stop. Thank you. Let's see where our leader is at. He is coming around that rhythm section now. Our number 2
3.
is Miller Froyd. He's coming around the rhythm section. Joe Baio in that number 3.
5.
Rick Jacobs in that number 4. Leader is down. He is back up. Thank you, Marshall. Miller Froyd trying to catch up to Dustin Eich here with only 4 seconds left. Trying to put the pressure on him. The race is over. When you cross the line, you will be done. Miller Froyd makes a mistake. That's going to allow Dustin Eich to come down that straightaway and take...